Alright, so I know the three of you are animal lovers, so I want you to go ahead and imagine something for me. Imagine that you're on the street one day and you come across a stray dog or a cat. And I want you to imagine how that animal must feel. Probably really tired, cold, hungry, and alone. And I want you to imagine that you are able to do something for that dog without necessarily having to adopt it. So that dog is probably a stray because all of our shelters are pretty overcrowded and underfunded. So that reduces the quality of life for not only the stray dog, but all the animals in the shelter as well. So by adopting, donating, volunteering, and getting your pets spayed and neutered, you can improve the quality of life for a lot of animals, not just your own. So because our shelters are so overpopulated, there's a lot of animals left behind every year who don't get families, and as they get older and unhealthier, a lot of them are euthanized, and that's because a lot of people want puppies, or they want to adopt from puppy mills or breeders specifically. So according to the Humane Society of America, approximately 2.7 million healthy and adoptable animals are put down and euthanized every year. So the first way to fix this problem would obviously be to adopt animals, but obviously you can't adopt all the animals, as nice as that would be. The next best thing would be to foster animals. So by fostering an animal, you're getting it out of the shelter for a little bit. You're showing it a life beyond the shelter. You're giving it love, food, attention, and kind of preparing it for its forever home. Obviously, not everyone can foster or has the resources to foster. So the next step would be to volunteer your time at an animal shelter. So then this way you can take the dog out for walks, you can cuddle with it, give it love, attention, and kind of showing it a better quality of life inside of the kennel. So another option would be for those that already have animals and haven't had them spayed or neutered would be to get them spayed or neutered. Not only does spaying and neutering your pets reduce the risk of uterine and reproductive cancers, but it also reduces the risk of aggression in your animals as well. So say if you have a pet and you don't get them spayed or neutered and they have a litter of puppies or kittens, that's great, but odds are that those puppies or kittens would take up spaces in homes, and then people wouldn't go out and adopt animals that are in shelters that have been waiting for homes. Puppies and kittens are a lot more likely to get adopted than older pets that are already in shelters. So another option would be to donate. Even if you don't want to donate money, because not everyone has the money to donate, you can donate old newspapers that you have laying around, old shoes for puppies to chew on, toys, canned and dried dog food. Animals would love that. Anything to increase their quality of life while they're in the shelter. So I want you to imagine you go to adopt a dog one day and you walk into the kennel and immediately you're hit with like a wet dog smell, and all you hear is barking and whining from the dogs in the kennel. And you're walking through and there's 1 to 2 dogs in every kennel. That's not a very good quality of life. They're all in the corner, scared, and they're whimpering, and they have to sleep on a cold floor every night. But imagine that you adopt a dog and you bring that dog home and you give it the best treatment that you can. You give it a great life, you feed it well, you get it fixed so that it doesn't have any puppies, and then that way maybe another dog will get adopted. Now I want you to go imagine that you go back a few years later and you walk into the shelter and you aren't hit right away with the smell or with the noise that you did before. You walk through and there's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 kennels that are open right off the bat, and that's a great sign. Then you finally get to a kennel that does have a dog in it, and there's a nice fluffy dog bed for you, there's a customized water bowl, there's toys, and the dog comes right up to the edge instead of curling in the corner from you. This dog's quality of life has improved dramatically since last time that you saw it. And even though it's not being adopted, it still doesn't have to live in fear, and it does get to live a better life than it did before. So I want you to take away from this that you don't necessarily have to adopt an animal in order to increase the quality of life of animals all around. Wherever there are people, there are animals, so they're just as important as we are. Thank you. And that one is all.